Okay, tell you, it's been a heck of a week. Around 2015, this strange thing started happening. When I had paid for full 88 to be made, after I did my demo, not demos, but did my parts here, sent him to Joel, sent him the money he said he wanted or needed to do everything. Right then, shortly after, like 2 weeks after, the AC/heating unit died. Couldn't be fixed. Had to be replaced. That cost as much as making the album. A little bit later, a few weeks later, the rear end of the car was just not, it was making all kinds of crazy noises, and I could tell the brakes in the back. So I took it in. The whole thing cost just as much as is the AC unit / making the record. Now those things I consider, well, they're necessary, but they're money out the window. You know, I mean, making the record to me, whatever it cost was okay. All right. Now, everything's subject to change. Made that same year, I didn't have what I call the cause and effect syndrome, but I had already been screwed doubly, so I guess that covered it. So now, 3 years later, after I make the commitment in 2015, I am never going to record again. It's just too much. Stress is too much, especially not being there. I get the bug again. It's time I reach out to my old friend Kenny Lewis, see if we can get the band together. We can. Very good. I've paid everybody but Kenny. Kenny's going to calculate his hours and then, kind of bill me for it, All right, cool. I'm fine with it all. Whatever, not whatever they want, but they're all worth whatever they've asked for or whatever we've calculated between us. And that's going into that stage of the mix. Everybody's done their parts. And everybody's excelled at it. Peter has done phenomenal drums. Tracy's bass is spot on. And Casper has done what he's always done. He's done terrific guitar parts that truly elevate the whole musical aspect of everything just to another level. He's the best guitar player I have ever worked with. I could say the same as Tracy's the best bass player. Peter's the best drummer. They're all Berklee guys who can also work with someone like me who's not a Berklee student of music, who doesn't write charts and read charts, at least not by sight. You have to understand, though, I did at one time know all that. I knew all my theory and I knew all that, but I never used it. I taught myself up to age 6. Then I took a year of lessons with a classical pianist who was the most patient guy in the world because he put up with me. And then I took some lessons with a guy in New York City, $75 an hour. Couldn't take too many with him, but I learned a lot. In 3 sessions with that guy, I learned a whole bunch. And then Barry Armstrong, my good friend for many, many years, was always a very knew it all, from when he was 13 years old. Anyway, so I would ask him to augment me. But the thing is, I never used it. I would sometimes read from sheet music to learn a song. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes I would just pick it up by ear. And then when I got into jamming with people and playing with bands, nobody read music. It was all, you got the lyric sheet and you got the chords above the song and the record. So you listened to it, and you had it, and you played it. That was it. We never read sheet music. So I never used it forever. Ed and I never used sheets, nothing, charts. So for 2 decades I didn't use it, so I've lost it. But most people cannot walk in both worlds. They either read and they're that kind of musician, or they're improvisational. It's hard to find someone who's both, and all these guys, these 3 players, are both. So, again, So I've paid just about everyone. And I know last video blog I said, I know these things are coming. The washer, the dryer, and I knew the car needed it's back getting looked at again because I ran over an island. Well, I've been driving since 1977, and other than things like an island or sometimes misjudging a curb, I've never hit anything or anyone. I've typically been the one hit. I've been rear-ended, that kind of thing, you know. Well, a week ago, minding my own business, driving down, and this guy in front of me, I'm 2 car lengths behind him. I'm not on his butt, not tailgating. He begins to slow down. I could see perceptibly he's slowing, so I slow. What I never realized until it was too freaking late is that he had come to a complete stop. I never saw the red brake lights. Thinking back, no, I never did see the red brake lights. That could mean he didn't flash them, or whatever. Or he just kept slowing down until he was stopped. By the time I realized this, it was sort of too late. I was like a car length or half a car length behind him. I slammed the brakes, skidded, boom. Good news, no one was hurt. His vehicle wasn't damaged at all. Maybe there was like a half a fingernail dent in his, he had a Jeep Cherokee with a good bumper. My Saturn does not have a bumper in front, or did not, I should say. The front end was mushed. Good news, it ran, the lights worked. Bad news, it was totaled. You know, the insurance company said it wasn't worth fixing. And I had to go through all the rigmarole with the insurance company. I had to do the talking to them. My agent didn't help me at all. My local agent that set me up, unlike in Peabody, they would do all the work. They'd call Travelers, which was the insurance company. They would do all that. No, I had to call Progressive. I had to call and talk to the claims and then to the adjuster and blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, Progressive set me up with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. So my agent did nothing. Good thing I don't pay them any additional fee for being my agent. So, I hated the rental car because it was this 2018 model that I mean, I haven't driven a new car since 95. It was like getting into the space shuttle. It was just so, I mean, the stick shift, the wheel, the gas, and the brake, that was it. The rest of it, I had no idea. I'm staring at the console, I'm like, how do you turn the lights on? I'm serious. I had to be told how to run those basic things because I couldn't tell the way things were set up. It's all like computer GUI interface, you know, graphic user interface. And fine, I'm a computer guy, but, you know, you got to know your interface. I'm just sitting in the car. There's no instructions. There's no top 10 things to know. So Wednesday, I'm told, officially, it's totaled. I'm going to get $1,000. Okay. For the car. You know, because I paid in the collision. Okay, cool. Now I have to find a car. I've got 3 days. 3 days of the rental that I pay for through my insurance. They only give me 3 extra days before I have to start paying for the rental. Fortunately, I did a lot of research online, and I knew what I was going to get. So I am now the proud owner of a used Nissan Sentra. Salute. I won't say how much I paid, but it was under $8,000. And then with the $1,000 check I'll get someday, you know, that'll go back in the bank. But see the cause and effect? I pay to have it out made, and now I get screwed by something else, and now I can't help but think, why did I spend any money making a record? It would have taken the sting out of this. Then on the other hand, I say, well, it's a good thing it happened now while I can do it without having to get a loan. So I'm not in debt. But it just... I mean, it makes me really leery of the EP. Like, if I'm going to pay to have the EP, is that when the dryer's going to fail? Cost me just as much as the EP. But because of this, I've rethought I'm not going to spend money promoting Boston Dialect, the new book, so that's just going to come out and sit there. You know, oh well, I mean, it sits there anyway, no one buys my poetry. As far as the record itself, I'm going to go through with the plans I have. I have a video already made. I'm pretty certain the song Summer Nights is going to be the song for the first video single, which I want up. Since we got everything done, I don't see why 2 months should be unreasonable to expect one song to be completely finished. I want Summer Nights to be uploaded as a video and also as a single, but just to Spotify, just to certain sites, like the giveaway sites, the free streaming sites. Not to iTunes or Amazon yet. And then when the whole album comes out, which I'm thinking will be the second, third week of July. So this video uploaded on the first day of summer and the single on the first day of summer will act as part of an ad campaign. You know, I'm definitely going to use AdWords to promote the video. That's how it gets viewed, because that's how people see it and know it's out there. Without publicity, you might as well not bother. So, EP, I really, really wanted to do 500 Miles, like I think I talked about, my passion for that song. The rights to it are really weird now. It's not a flat fee. I'd have to pay over time, can keep paying them depending how many downloads the record got. And I don't expect to do that, you know, like anything I've done. It's not going to go through the roof. Wouldn't that be surprising? The one song, right? And CD Baby won't help me with their flat fee for licensing because it has to be a single. It can't be on a record or an EP. So I've dropped that. So it'll be just 4 songs. And they'll be all mine. 3 brand new and 1 legacy that I actually rewrote most of